folks, welcome back to our channel where we give you great tips and tricks for all your remodeling needs. I'm Joe Ferranti Gennaro.
And I'm Delina. And today I would like to ask you about the cabinetry, the different prices and some storage. And people all want to ask the difference between why one cabinet is so much more expensive than another cabinet.
Okay, so I probably want to give you a little background on cabinetry from like when I started in construction to where we are now. And most of the homes that we go in and remodel, the cabinets were made on site, and they were almost like custom cabinets because they were built in a shop, and they were mostly made of laminate. You've seen most production homes had like the flat laminate doors and laminate boxes. You know, everything's smooth. Mm-hmm. And those were all made in a shop, usually locally. So all over the country, there's all these little shops that were making the cabinets. So most builder grade cabinets back before the recession were kind of like custom cabinetry, but they were built in a local shop. That was the least expensive way to build them. And then the next step up from there was semi-custom cabinets and then custom cabinets. During the recession, the Great Recession, things kind of really changed. Most of those little shops went out of business. They stopped making all those cabinets that were made to order, but locally and all out of laminate. And to fill that void, we had Chinese imports come in, and they really filled the void. They figured out that particle board or furniture board cabinetry. Do you know what furniture board is?
I do not.
Okay, so it's like a press board. Uh-huh. It can be pretty good quality, but it's a press board, and it's pressed together with a glue and a resin, and it makes a pretty hard, durable board. But shipping across the ocean, it would get moisture in it. So they never could figure that out. And until the Great Recession, when there was this great demand after that, because most of these companies went out of business that were the little shops, they started making them out of plywood. And so that kind of filled the niche of the entry level of the market. Right now, today, you can think of two different trees of cabinetry, and one is modular and the other is custom. And custom cabinets are kind of like what they sound, right? Mm-hmm. So mostly they can be most sizes and most finishes, and usually they have more colors and door styles, types of woods. Like one of the woods we really like is like this white oak. That white oak is super hot in design trends right now. Mm-hmm. I think it's absolutely
it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Most of you, it looks great with all the colors, whites and grays. Mm-hmm. It's just a really beautiful wood, and that's a very big trend right now, is like the white oak finishes. Mostly you get that in a custom cabinet. So custom cabinets are pretty much most sizes, most widths, different, better woods. And then with the modular cabinets, they're usually built in 3-inch increments. So that's what the modular means. They're built in certain size increments. These are modular cabinets here. Modular cabinets can be anything from RTAs, which are made in China usually. Do you know what an RTA is?
I've heard of RTA.
Okay, so it's ready to assemble. They're usually in a box. Mm-hmm. So you do have IKEA cabinets that are RTAs. And then you have mostly from China, the rest of the RTAs. So they would be a cabinet that's usually plywood, box construction, and the doors and everything's in a box ready to go, and you just assemble it. Our Bath and Kitchen Gallery, we don't offer RTA cabinets. We want a little higher quality than that. That's kind of that niche that got filled in during the recession when most of the companies went away. The RTAs from China filled that, right? So that would be your builder grade. And as a remodeling company, we are usually doing a little bit of upgrading. So we don't tend to put in the least expensive things. Nothing wrong with RTAs. Some people, that's what they have the budget for, and I totally get that, but we're usually doing upgrading for our customers. Then you also have what we call semi-custom cabinets, which would be they're pre-designed, but they're built to order. And then there's hybrids in between, semi-custom. So the semi-custom cabinets, they're not pre-made. None of the parts are.
Right.
Like even the doors or anything. The hybrid cabinets, like this is a hybrid cabinet line. These doors were pre-made in like Malaysia. The boxes were made in the United States.
Oh.
So that's our first entry level price point. So this cabinet line, this is called baby wood.
So what is the box made out of?
This is made out of plywood.
Okay.
So the box is made of plywood. All of our cabinet lines would have dovetail drawers. So that's very good quality to have something dovetailed together instead of glued. It's much stronger. We usually have full extension glides in all of our cabinet lines. So it means the glide would come all the way out.
Right.
For the box, for the drawer box, so you can get full access to it. And then soft close, we have a soft close glide also. So all of our cabinet lines have that. But your hybrid cabinets, like this particular one, is called Baby Wood. It's basically a semi-custom cabinet line, but it's more restrictive on door styles. They only have like 4 to 5 door styles. The book that my designers would design out of would be pretty small, so probably about this thick. And so the designer's in there looking to build your kitchen in the determined sizes that they have. The next step up would be a semi-custom cabinet, and that would have a much larger book, probably about this thick, of different cabinetries that they make. And nothing is pre-made, and our designer would have more flexibility in those lines.
So when you say nothing's pre-made, it comes to the bath and kitchen gallery, and then we assemble it? In the kitchen
No,
gallery?
I mean nothing's pre-made. A semi-custom cabinet is not sitting in a factory pre-made.
Okay.
Like the doors on this one are pre-made.
Okay.
They buy all their doors ahead of time.
Oh, okay.
And then when you place the order, they build the box and grab the doors that are already pre-made.
I got it.
Right.
Okay.
Semi-custom cabinets, they don't pre-make the doors. They don't pre-make anything.
Right.
When you
Just-
order it, they go and, okay, we're gonna make the doors.
and
We're
then
gonna
they
make the
sell it.
boxes.
Okay.
The key is it's pre-engineered. So they have everything in the computer where they just go, okay, I need a wall cabinet, 30-inch, boom, and they hit, and it makes it, right? Custom cabinets, they have to engineer every single cabinet they make.
I gotcha.
So it's more costly to do that, right? Because we talked about 3-inch increments, like this is a 36-inch wide cabinet, this one right here. The next size down will be 33, then 30. So any of these lines that are semi-custom or a hybrid, they're going to be in those modular sizes. That includes depths, 3 inches in depths, and heights, widths. Same for the wall cabinets. So it can be really hard to go into a kitchen would be painted for a custom cabinet and even a modular and be able to see the difference.
Right.
The differences would be those options we talked about in the number of SKUs for the designers. The options would be if you wanted to go to a different type of wood.
Right.
And also your internal storage.
That's what I was going to ask, the storage. Everybody wants storage. They all ask about the
Yeah,
storage.
so the design trend for storage is putting in more drawers instead of doors. Like you see this full height doors. But we do kitchens now where we don't have any of these full height doors. It's all drawers everywhere. That's a really big design trend, is to have drawers everywhere.
Yeah.
Also, you could have a drawer up top and then you open it up and there's sliding shelves. So that's a very popular cabinet to have, is the sliding shelf cabinetry. We also do, like you have a trash can in your cabinets at home. You do, so you pull it out as a trash can base.
That too. Yep.
Yeah. So that's one of almost every kitchen we design. We put in a trash can cabinet.
And then that one on the floor, I went to a property and you had installed the foot storage.
Toe kick?
Yes, that was great. They loved that.
Yeah, so that's
really
an interesting thing. So your toe kicks is the 3.5 or 4 inches underneath the cabinet. That's just dead
Great
space.
Yeah.
And some of our lines, okay, so that's a perfect example. So this is the modular cabinet, and it's a hybrid between pre-made and semi-custom, right? This line does not offer that toe kick cabinet.
Okay.
So if you wanted that, you would have to slide up in our price range
That's
to go to a cabinet line that has it. and actually be 2 cabinet lines above this.
Okay.
The next line up
So that's
doesn't
good to
have
know,
that.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those are the kind of things. It's about, you could have a kitchen and let's say it's $40,000 and the exact same kitchen could be 70, and the 2 different cabinet lines, it could be both white kitchens and look almost the same, but the storage solutions inside, there is a little bit on the quality of finish. With the custom cabinets, those tend to be much thicker and a better quality of finish. Another thing that's hard to see. But those are kind of some of the main reasons why there's huge price differences between, one type of cabinets and another. And unfortunately, with our bidding process, when you first get a bid from somebody, you don't really know what cabinet line they're using.
Yeah.
So they could use the cheapest one out there, maybe an RTA, and if they just say white shaker cabinets, all wood,
Right.
with self-closing glides, you would not know what they're intending on putting in.
Right. Now, if they wanted that special storage that we're talking about, does the designer help?
Yes, that's part of the design process. The designer would come in. Each one of these cabinets would be on the computer. We have a software called 2020, and you can go in each cabinet and look in it, and usually you sit with the designer and go, what are you going to put in there? Like solution for, do you have a pot and pan cabinet?
That's
What is that cabinet?
It's a drawer. It's a deep drawer.
Oh, it's a deep drawer. So you have like 2 drawers? Okay. So
yes.
the solutions for that storage, so to say, okay, well, I want to store my pot and pan. So you look at the cabinet and go, okay, what are all the things we could do there? One, you could do full height doors and open it up and there's sliding shelves inside. Okay.
Yes.
You could do full height doors and there's a pot and pan organizer. It's like it slides out and has racks to hold your lids and your pots. You could do a 2 drawer base, like I think you have.
That's what.
Yeah. So you have 2 drawers, which I prefer that.
I do
2
too.
drawers.
Yeah, I love it.
So there's, for one cabinet, there's probably 4 options for your storage needs for your pot and pans.
They change it up a little bit. The other one I like was the pantry that pulls out, the pull-out pantry. It has the different shelves that come all the way out.
Okay, so it slides vertically out.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, a pantry cabinet that slides out, and then you have your canned goods and everything on
It's like
there.
a little hiding spot,
Yeah.
another wasted space like that other, like the toe case.
Yeah, like the toe case, yeah. Yeah, so also Lazy Susans for the
yes.
corners. A lot of people have blind corner cabinets, which are hard to access. So a Lazy Susan gives you a great access to the corners. So all of those things are storage solution for kitchens and remodeling of your kitchen. You want to, generally most people want to fix some of the builder grade options that were in there to begin with. And that is why you would slide around or up in the cabinet lines, and why lines would cost more.
Right.
It's about the options would be getting in there.
Makes sense.
So for us, I tend to look at a customer and ask them those things.
Yeah.
And if options and those things aren't as important, then I'll start with our entry level line, because ultimately it's going to be a white shaker and they're not asking for all that kind of solution things. But as they are asking for more, I'm sliding in my mind up the cabinet lines, to better quality and more options is basically, the long and the short of it. We also, knobs and pulls, the trend is to have more cleaner lines on your cabinets, the door styles, and then also your knobs and pulls.
And they come in different finishes.
Yes, like this is brushed nickel or stainless steel. Matte black is a really hot trend.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, very, very nice. Also polished brass is another trend in kitchen remodeling. So you can get polished brass hardware. Shaker doors have been ruling the market for probably 10 years. This is kind of like a modified shaker. See how this inside has a little bit of movement to it? Something that's modified from shaker is still the most popular thing. So the straight shaker may not be 100% the most popular, but something that's modified from it it still is. So
yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so is there any more questions you
Now,
have about
if they picked a different color, is the price change? If they wanted brushed nickel or black, or
I would say that every single knob and pull has a different price.
Okay.
It can be from $5 to $35 for each one of the knobs and pulls.
And
so
we have these in our design room, so
we do.
in the
That's
showroom.
part of the design
For the-
showroom. You would go in and pick out the different knobs and pulls with your cabinetry.
Oh, I think you did it. I think that's it. We had a few questions out there, and I think you answered them.
Yeah, so that's the most popular things people are asking about is why is there such price differences between cabinetry?
Right. And they do. They look almost exactly the same, but nobody knows what's inside the storage.
Okay, well, thank you for watching this channel. Please like and subscribe it. Also, we have our website, which is tampakitchenandbath.com.